Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 2 of the East Coast Ice Battle. Today we have a matchup in the 2018 age group between the Xtreme Hockey and the Silverbacks. Both teams coming into this match with a record of 0-2. Big game for both teams.
That's our first game here at 10:15 in the morning, day 2, Saturday morning. Our first 2018 matchup, and apologies in advance for the accuracy of the play-by-play. Silverbacks jerseys with white tape on white jersey. That's going to be hard to tell from up here, folks.
Yep, not much we can do about that, folks, but we will try our best to provide you with the best commentary we can.
And the refs currently discussing the timekeeper's box.
Well, both teams, like I mentioned earlier, with an 0-2 record, so this is going to be a very important game for both teams.
Especially wanting to end the tournament off strong. And here we go, all set to go in net for the Xtreme Hockey. Number 72, Noah Smith, between the pipes for the Silverbacks. They got number 60, Ethan Hamilton. Xtreme Hockey quickly back on it. That's J.J. George going around the net, sending one up the board, so the outlet pass over for London. Silverbacks block the zone exit. Multiple players going falling down. Looks like that's Alex Brine that's going to find the puck and send it down deep into the zone. Around the wall it'll go again. It'll stop around at the ringette line and cleared back into the zone. A loose puck is sent up the wall. Blocked in again at that ringette line along the near boards. Silverbacks bringing in, walking in. There's a shot saved, made by Smith.
The Silverbacks getting off to a hot start, already producing some offense here.
And making the Xtreme Hockey ice the puck. That's going to get them another offensive zone draw. They want to potentially sustain some pressure early here in this hockey game. Face off here is going to go to the left of Noah Smith in the net. Face off won by the Silverbacks. Quick shot. That's a save made by the chest of Noah Smith. Quickly off the draw, sent out by the Xtreme Hockey and into the neutral ice. Silverbacks get back on it and put it again off the wall into the middle. Then a little bit of a collision going up against the boards. Bringing it up here for the Silverbacks. Believe that's McDonald, and he's quickly pickpocketed, and the Xtreme Hockey head back the other way. Up with speed, it's Kwan. Had moved up before getting poked off the puck. Now it's Christie steaming back the other way. They're going to be offside, however. Getting a bit jumpy there, I believe. Leo Smith excited to get that rush going.
So far, the Silverbacks pressure doing a great job at getting the puck out or forcing mistakes, which is showing a lot in their puck possession.
And that's what you want to do early here in this hockey game. Just have the ability to sustain some pressure here early in the first couple minutes. Puck goes around in the neutral end. It's Brown. Skating back for the Xtreme Hockey, loading up some speed whilst cutting over to the near boards. Goes up the wall past the red line. Makes it past the couple, then is poke checked. Still with it, they go to the line. There's a shot attempt made by Rose that'll fly just to the face-off circle and not progressing any further. Silverbacks this time exit the zone. It just gets by Rose. Could be a break. Puck goes to the middle. Good defensive play made by Jesse Kwan to steer it off to the side. Eventually goes falling down there. Silverbacks still with it out in the offensive far corner. They attempt to back it back in. Passing it to the middle before a nice dump and chase is initiated. An attempted clear. This one's going to be blocked at the line. Cleared up by the Xtreme Hockey, and this one looks like it will have enough for icing here at 9:21 of our first period of play. And some other line scores around the East Coast Ice Battle. The NB Ice are currently up 2-1 on the Reapers in the 2013 A Division. And these same two teams with the 2015 age group are still deadlocked at 0 in the second period. It's put up along the wall, it just got out of the zone. Gavin Duffy almost able to keep it in. Now moving back forward is Christie. Skating around in his own end with speed, fakes throwing up the wall, almost pins himself, and this time he'll get it up the wall and outside the zone it'll go. Silverbacks still with possession as they throw it in to the Xtreme Hockey end. Skating back forward is Stone. Falls down but does get the puck in deep into the pass out up front, just goes in between the legs. Here's a shot from Brian at the blue line. This one doesn't make it all the way through. Kept in by the Silverbacks. It's Brian trying to leave a pass off here for McDonald. It's caught in a couple feet. Watch out, Silverbacks possession. A shot just misses wide of the net. At the side of the net, thrown right loose out in the slot, but luckily steered away before any chances. Stone still making his way in the corner. Thrown across, will go to the far boards. Taken by Duffy and put back into the end. Now moving with speed, McDonald to the middle, taken down. Xtreme Hockey still to clear the zone. The Silverbacks sustaining tons of possession, working in the middle. McDonald with a shot, save made by Noah Smith.
So far, Noah Smith doing a great job at keeping Xtreme Hockey in this game.
And here they go. Defense may get out of the zone here. It's just coughed up right near the blue line. Stone trying to put it along the boards. He's right next to his own hash marks. Still with it, with possession going, banging up against the wall, and this puck's just going to get outside the zone and touched up for, it will be called an offside. They will redo the draw. A bit of confusion here.
Well, here's your hockey fun fact of the day. The NHL once had a team with no name. When the Quebec Bulldogs were set to join the NHL in the 1917 season, they didn't play their first season due to financial issues. So the Toronto franchise that replaced them didn't have an official name. And the media referred to them as the Toronto Arenas. That is why the Maple Leafs have Toronto Arena throwback nights.
Utah Hockey Club doesn't count as one?
Yep.
And here we go, still in this game, Silverbacks in the blue line. They battle up for it in between the ringette line and the blue line before it squirts up to the Xtreme Hockey defense. Trying to bring it out in between a couple feet, then taken away. Silverbacks trying to work it to the middle, step it up. Here's Leo Smith, waiting, shooting, deflected just wide of the net. And it's going to be touched by a high stick.
Silverbacks really peppering the net with shots from all over the ice.
Face-off goes outside of neutral end right next to the bench of the Xtreme Hockey. Won by the Silverbacks and taken into the zone. Working around with it was Duffy before it's taken away. Might be a break. Going up with speed. Bring his way in, stopping. London with the shot. Save is made by the diving Ethan Hamilton to keep it outside of the cage. Now there's a Silverback down in the corner, getting up slowly. Doesn't appear to be hurt. And we are going to have a penalty call. This may be going for a board. So it looks like the Silverbacks are going to get their first power play chance here of this hockey game. And here's the shot just from earlier Ethan Hamilton dives to keep it outside the net. Get to the box for the Xtreme Hockey. Number 99, Luca Crivello, taking what is believed to be a boarding call. We'll quickly get an update for you soon. There's going to be a hand pass. We're about midway through the first period. Both teams with some pretty good chances getting it on net. And both are just unable to put it through the goaltenders. Maybe looking like a goaltending battle to come up. Xtreme Hockey back in their own end. Ethan Brown skating around it on his backhand. Doesn't elect to dump it. Is skating up with speed. Here goes Brown. Is just unable to beat out the Silverbacks defenseman. Silverbacks recover in their own end. Works by Kwan. And the Xtreme Hockey will keep it in the zone. Believe that's Lush, providing not one but two keeps. Here's a shot that never makes it on net by Jesse Kwan. A great penalty kill so far by the Xtreme Hockey. Here they go, still trying to hold it at the line. That was Brown, just able to, but sent back into the corner of the Silverbacks. There's a shot and they score! Short-handed. And the Xtreme Hockey have taken a 1-0 lead.
A pickpocket deep in the Silverback zone leads to regain in possession by the Xtreme, which leads to the goal.
It looked like the Silverbacks had all the momentum. And the Xtreme Hockey even taking a penalty, leaving the Silverbacks on the man advantage. And the Xtreme Hockey get this game started. That's going to be Jesse Kwan pickpocketing the man and then sniping it to the top shelf of the net to make your game 1-0 in favor of the Xtreme Hockey. They are still shorthanded as they move back into their own end. A nice play to evade a Silverback there. It's battled for right next to the ringette line. Cleared in behind the net of Smith. Taken by the Xtreme Hockey, just unable to clear. That one's going to be held in by Alex Brine. Working in, a bit of a collision. Puck doesn't end up on net. And Crivello is now out of the box. It's a 5-on-5. Working with it, a shot put right to the slot and no one there to bury it. Here's Crivello right out of the box. Laying it off to his teammate, and then there's a pickpocket, almost a potential breakaway before it had gone into the corner. Stepping out in front, here's a shot, they score! And the Silverbacks have tied this game up at 1-1. There's a little bit of a sharp angle shot that just gets over the glove by Smith. Not by much. Could not quite pinpoint who got the shot. Again, numbers being white on white. Not the easiest to see. And that's going to go to number 55, Benjamin Udall. That's going to put the Silverbacks up on the scoreboard here in this one at just under 4 minutes to go in our initial frame. Silverbacks within the neutral zone, maybe a pickpocket attempt now could develop a 2-on-1 and a great defensive play, but still potential break. And what a back check by Crivello. Not only gets in the way, but takes the puck and shoves it to the corner. Here might be right in front of the shot, save made by Smith.
Very dangerous opportunity right there.
Right under front of the slot again, holy. At the
been a 2-1 game there.
Silverbacks in the neutral end. Cleared in, it's going to go back for London. London has time as the Silverbacks still offside. But here comes London outside the blue line. Working up with speed. Jet London still in with possession. Jet London to the middle. The shot save made by Hamilton as he goes crashing into the goalie. And everyone looks to be all right. And what a coast-to-coast play. Goes from the back of his net all the way to the opposite side and gets a chance on net.
Well, even better save by the Silverbacks goalie, getting low to the ground and making sure no rebounds get out.
And unsure whether he had just caught that as equipment or somehow gloved that down, but regardless, no rebound given. And we'll continue to play with an offensive zone face-off in the Silverbacks end. Here's a puck that squirts loose. It'll just cross the blue line and go into center. Moving back with it for the Extreme Hockey is Baston. Skating back with it, looking for an option, and goes right to the middle for Brown. Brown skates out with it, tries to cut to the middle, and he has his pocket picked as the Silverbacks quickly go back the other way. Working their way in along the left, cutting in. Here's a shot, and that one never makes its way through. That was blocked by Lewis Baston. Extreme Hockey take possession and work their way back up through the zone. That's taken by the stick of Roche. And touched up, and we're going to have another penalty to the Extreme Hockey for roughing. Silverbacks going to go back on the power play. It's going to be 2 for a roughing against J.J. George. May have happened somewhere along the puck battle there. Here's Bryan off the draw. The shot, that one has been blocked by the body of Roche. They work their way back for a puck battle in the corner. It squirts out to Bryan. Trying to make a play. It's still kept in to the Extreme Hockey zone. Still with it, and then hurled out by the Extreme Hockey. Now going to force the Silverbacks to regroup as we get towards the last minute of play here in period 1.
Well, here's a interesting fun fact. The Three Gorges Dam in China contains so much water that it actually has extended, or I think reversed, the rotational force of the Earth by 0.006 seconds. The more you know.
In hockey and some fun facts. Here in this one, walking in, there's a shot that just misses wide of the net. And during that whistle, had all ones on the scoreboard. 1:11 left in the first period, and in a 1-1 game. Here the Silverbacks are on the power play. Bryan waits, cuts to his backhand, moves along the left face-off circle. Is still kept in, walking in from the line. The shot that just goes over the net. That one had some power behind it. Side of that, trying to jam that in front. Sliding there was Rose to the 9. Another try, and they score!
The Silverbacks stay relentless in the crease and whack it in.
And after last power play, the Silverbacks thought it was an Extreme Hockey short-handed goal. This time they jam at it in the slot, and the Silverbacks capitalize on their power play. Very hard to tell who's going to get the goal for this one. There was about all 10 players that were piled up within the blue paint there. Working back with it. Jet London skating past his net and looking for options. Goes up the boards. This one's going to be blocked in at the line. Extreme Hockey cleared out. It's just going to get a past the blue line before it's sent back out. Here's Crivello. Putting it back to the middle. Shot on the boards. Silverbacks going to clear the zone. It's going to be held in at the line, and that is going to be the end of our first period. And that goal on the Silverbacks power play at 36 seconds could be credited Benjamin Udall, his second of the game. And here we go, our second period of action starting off quickly. Silverbacks bringing it into the zone. Working it along the left and putting a shot that's blocked and redirected and put behind the net. Silverbacks keep it in. This one goes to George. George tries to escape behind his net, gets caught up, and it's now going to be the puck in the Silverbacks possession. Working in pass in the middle. Here's a shot save made by Smith.
So far, the Silverbacks really dominating pressure in the extreme zone.
Here come the Xtreme back for a rush, but two players collide, and the Silverbacks quickly reverse and go the other way. Walking in, drop pass to the blue line. What a play. Here's a shot saved by Smith. Rebounds loose in the slot, and it'll be whistled down right as Smith pounces on it to get the cover.
Well, a bit of a close call there for the Xtreme, but Noah Smith is quick on the rebound.
Here, just looking at it again, there's an initial shot. Save made by Smith right next to his pad. It's right in the crease there. Now the Xtreme Hockey bringing it back the other way with speed. Above the red line, little small 2-on-2. It's Henry Roche working in. The shot has just missed the net. Wide right. Was ever so close to hitting that post. Now puck battles along the wall. It's brought into center ice. Maybe a turnover, trying to bring it in here. Number 9, Drew Lush. Or apologies, that's Jesse Kwan. Applying some great forecheck. Now it's taken back. Roche cutting in, cutting around, trying to shoot it on net. This one's wide left. Kwan at the side of the net. Going around, a little wraparound attempt, put to the side of the net. And the pad of Hamilton is there. Silverbacks trying to go back the other way. Cross the blue line, move past the red line. Little soft dish off to the right side, and that one's turned away on the second pass attempt. Potential 2-on-0, walking in. Here's Brown, stepping in all alone. Ethan Brown, the shot. Glove save made by Hamilton. Now the Silverbacks gain possession, go back the other way. And what a save made by Ethan Hamilton out of the net on a breakaway. Xtreme Hockey back in their own end. Rimmed along the boards, and this one's going to go outside the blue line. And now maybe calming down the Xtreme Hockey a little bit. Now might be another break in between the feet of an Xtreme Hockey player. And almost 2 breakaways within the span of 20 seconds. Silverbacks looking to ice this, and they will. And what a sequence of event that just was.
Well, the Silverbacks have been doing a great job at putting on pressure, but it's also shown pressure is a double-ended sword. You put too much, and if you get pickpocketed, it's a 2-on-0.
Especially on that breakaway. Everyone in the building thought that was a sure goal, leaving Ethan Brown all alone with no pressure out in the slot. And he has a shot on him. Thought that was for sure going to cross the red line. but what a glove extension flashing the leather is Hamilton in the net. The Xtreme back with it along the red line. Dumped in, chasing for it is Duffy. Poke checked, and now the puck will flutter over into the corner. Working their way around the net. The Xtreme Hockey hit the brakes behind. It's rimmed along the boards. This one's going to go about to the hash marks and no further before it's pounced on by Duffy. Still held in by the Xtreme Hockey. Working around, trying to get a pass off was Keefe. Now still loose out in the slot. Working in, trying to get a shot off there was Curran. And never got to fully handle the puck on its stick. Bit of a bouncer, and we got a penalty coming up here, I believe, again against the Xtreme Hockey. Now might be a breakaway for the Silverbacks. Working it with speed. Bit of a bump. And I believe we're going to have our third Silverbacks man advantage, I should say. So it's going to be 2 for a trip. Still unsure. They still got no one in the box. And it's right here. Just gets the stick under the skates in an awkward position. It'll be Rogan Keefe. That's going to get 2 for a trip. So Silverbacks back to the man advantage. 1 for 1, scoring a power play goal and giving up a shorthanded goal. Now here they are at the line with good cycling of the puck. It's poked away right in front of the net by Smart. Now here out in front, all alone, the backhander's just wide of the net. Holy. The Xtreme Hockey back in their own end. Will go up the boards, just caught in at the line, almost brought out, but put back again. Now this time, with not a lot of pressure, bringing it out is Smart, and there's going to be a penalty now against the Silverbacks. So this will even up on a 4-on-4. So a good zone exit created by the Xtreme Hockey to get outside the blue line, and not only that, drawing a penalty to make it a 4-on-4.
Okay, so far the Silverbacks are 3rd place and the Xtreme Hockey are currently 4th. So this is an important matchup to shake up the standings here as Championship Sunday is right around the corner.
Here they are, first 4-on-4 chance, shot out in front. That one was just fanned on. Another try. Is that a glove save made by Hamilton? Are you kidding me? And once again, that's Hamilton extending out the glove, showing that you shouldn't be going glove side when you got a chance. Face off won by the Silverbacks. It's just going to go to the line to J.J. George and no further. He keeps it in, hits the brakes, will barely keep it in the line, and just barely an errant pass will get outside the zone. Touched up by Rosh. Just outside the Silverbacks blue line, off the drop. Won by the Xtreme Hockey. It's going to be brought in by Roche. Roche bringing it in, looks out in front, hits the brakes, slams hard into the boards. Still has possession as he slams the puck up against the board whilst lying on the ground. Xtreme Hockey barely keep it up in the zone here. This one to be moved down by Henry Roche. Rimmed up along the wall. Held in by London. Waits and shoots, put it to the net. That one's blocked and taken away. Backhanded out, kept in by London once more. Penalty to Keefe is about to expire here in about 10 seconds, and we'll have an Extreme Hockey man advantage for the time being. That penalty to the Silverbacks. So trimming was to number 88, Tyler Smith. So he still remains in the box for the next 30 seconds. Extreme Hockey Marino speed could be a 2-on-0. Here's Brown. Part 2 on his breakaway. Backhander scores! And he goes to the top shelf this time. No chance for goaltender Hamilton to secure that one.
Brown with a burst of speed right down the ice and where Mama hides the cookies.
So now our hockey game is tied up at 2 once again. That's going to be Ethan Brown with the backhand snipe. And back to even strength here in this one as the Extreme Hockey score on their 32nd power play opportunity. Here it's cleared out by the Extreme Hockey. Bank back off the boards into the middle at the red line. Now potential 3-on-1 developing. One Extreme Hockey defenseman, and he manages to fend off the opposition. And I believe that is Drew Lush able to defend a 3-on-1 by himself. Puck goes free over to Wiseman. Touched up by the Silverbacks, however, this will be offside. We have the draw brought in by Bryan. It's London that goes back off the boards. And it's steered away here to center ice. Moved in behind the net of Noah Smith. Waiting behind there is Lush. Puts it along the boards, brought back in. The shot that's just missed wide. Bryan again here for the Silverbacks. Moved across the ringette line. It goes to the opposite boards. And now the Extreme Hockey will manage to get it out of the zone and may have a rush here. Potential 2-on-0. And it looks like London may have been taken out or lost an edge. And there's a shot. That one's just going to miss the net. Extreme Hockey now regrouping. It's banked off the boards, and this one's going to go just outside the blue line. London trying to push it up further, but it's shot out by the Silverbacks defenseman, potentially preventing what could have been a 2 or maybe 3-on-0. Extreme Hockey trying to go back the other way. It's London trying to go through the legs of a Silverback, unsuccessful. And now it's Bryan able to have a clear attempt, but it's just kept in here by Kwan. Stepping in, pass to the middle. London waits and shoots. And that one's going to trickle on just wide of the net. Now to the blue line, kept in, working it with speed is Smart, trying to get a shot off. Another try, save made by Ethan Hamilton. And we'd like to acknowledge the current 40 watching along with us here in this Saturday morning. And if you're a fan of the Extreme Hockey, there's tons of more action here today. Our next 3 games after this one all involve the Extreme Hockey squad. in different age groups. Today we got the 2018 in this game, and 2015, 2013, and wrapping up with 2017 Xtreme Hockey action. Silverbacks really cleared in. It's behind the net. Brought out into the corner. They try to put it to the net. It's held in at the line. Put down into the opposite corner. Moving his way around the board to Ethan Brown. With it, cuts back and has two Silverbacks colliding. And now Ethan Brown works up with speed. Dangles to his backhand. Has gone coast to coast, maybe more, hits the brakes, dangles on another one. Ethan Brown to the middle, the shot, save made by Hamilton. And again, Ethan Brown has that talent to go from one end to the other. And just couldn't finish with a stick save made by Ethan Hamilton in the net. A little dump in here by the Xtreme Hockey. And that one will go for an icing at less than 3 to go. Here in period 2 between the Xtreme Hockey and the Silverbacks and the 2018 born. Quickly off the draw, taken by the Xtreme Hockey. Put it to the wall into the corner. Silverbacks take possession, and now we'll go behind the net. That one's taken away and circled back by Keefe. Out in the middle, loose between a couple feet and sticks. Right loose in the slot before it's taken out and will hover about to the ringette line. Now trying to bring it out was Curran, and slipped and fell and took a guy out with him. Now it's Keefe again. Moving towards the boards, loses possession. It goes just inside the blue line. It's going to be moved along the wall, kept in by the Xtreme Hockey, but now we go back to the Silverbacks. Last line of defense. Now working back, trying to pass that over to the middle. Was Kenny Kern. That pass just didn't connect. Now less than 2 to go here in our second period. They work their way up, sent back in, and this is going to be offside against the Silverbacks. Off the draw, just outside the neutral zone. Brought out by the Xtreme Hockey. They'll put it past the red line and into the zone. Here's Quan. Stepping in, has the puck poked out from beneath his feet, and that'll be now accepted and taken by Brine. Alex Brine behind the net. Rimmed around the wall, still caught in by the Silverbacks, and they'll put it up over to center. Now a misplayed puck breakaway for the Silverbacks. Walking in, the shot turned away by Noah Smith, and the rebound is taken by an Xtreme Hockey defenseman and slid into the backboards. They're going to clear it out. This one's not going to have enough for icing, as we now get to less than a minute left to go in our period 2, where we are tied at 2 to 2 here at the Dieppe Uniplex. Streamed here live on MST. There's a shot that just misses the net. Looking to pounce on it with speed. Here was Crivello. Moved along the wall, just going to be kept in by Lush. Behind the net now, Silverbacks regain possession once again. Moved back in by Wiseman. Puck battle up against the boards in the corner involving Quan of the Xtreme Hockey. This one will go up to the line and just kept in by Lush. It'll just get outside the zone. Now the Silverbacks come back the other way. With speed up the red line, into the blue line, delayed offside, and they will just whistle this down as it hits 0.2 left on the clock. And they'll run the clock, and that'll be the end of period 2. Stick around for period 3. We got ourselves a tie game here on MST. And here we go, third period of action. Still a tie game, brought into the zone quickly by Xtreme Hockey for an offside. Because Gabe Stone not too aware, but continued playing. Face-off will go right next to the Silverbacks bench. Won by the Xtreme Hockey and sent into the zone. This one's going to go to Hamilton, and he'll sweep it away with his stick over into the corner. Silverbacks going to move it behind the net. Emerge down, cutting to the middle. Still with it as they try to exit the zone and are just barely unsuccessful. That look may have gone out. Now it's sent out, and we got a potential man all alone. One-on-one, skating back is Brown. Moving in, and the Silverback player is sent into the left corner. This one's going to be moved around the boards. Sent in with a little flip. Caught in at the ring-out line. A pass just doesn't go, and the Xtreme Hockey may now have a chance to clear. Moved in, it's touched with a high stick. So we'll have to whistle that down at just under a minute. Expired so far in period 3. Silverbacks off the draw, bring it across the ring line. Quickly poked off by George. Silverbacks now try to bring it back in. The pass over to the middle. And there was Anthony trying to move it back the other way. Caught in by the Xtreme Hockey, and we're going to have another tripping call. It is going to be Joel Anthony. He's going to get 2 for a trip at 10:38 of this third period. So Silverbacks going to go to the man advantage. Something they've seen so far this game. They are 1 for 3 so far here in this hockey game. Xtreme Hockey struggled to clear the zone, and there they are out into the middle. It's moved across over to the right side. Now it's brought up by George, stepping into the zone to the ring-out line. A shot, and that one's going to trickle into Hamilton, and you'll cover with ease to make the save. A little bit of delay off the draw. Looks like it's going to be Brine against Curran. One by Brine. As the Silverbacks initiate the zone clear. And here it goes above the wall. Working their way. They cut to the right. Try to put it in. And to be shot out of the zone by the Xtreme Hockey. And the Silverbacks will now have to go regroup. Back for it is Duffy. Duffy waiting, going to Brine. Brine waits, has a bit of a fall, and then tries to get it back into his own end in the safety. Put back. Six getting lifted, taken by the Xtreme Hockey. A drop pass, Curran walking in, the shot. Save made by Hamilton. Now here's Brine out of his zone. Looking to headman the puck, and he does. Potential breakaway, it's just out of the reach of his man. And this will go all the way, and still a delayed offside, and they'll finally touch it up. Xtreme Hockey moving outside their zone. Cleared back in as they go to chase. It's moved back along the boards. And it's hovering just around the blue line before it's put down. Moving with it now, Jardine trying to move to the middle. Cutting, has a try, the shot save made by the pad of Noah Smith as it's now behind the net. They make a soft little pass, this one caught at the line. Power play now expired. Silverbacks with it around the cage. Trying to put that back up toward the line, taken away by Wiseman. Makes a pass back to his defense, and they tried to put it back up against the wall. This one taken back by the Silverbacks. We'll go around at the red line before it's taken away by the Xtreme Hockey defense in the corner. Shot in by the Silverbacks, it's Jardine. Or rather, Sawyer Wiseman, who sent it to the other side. They still battle for it before it's taken out by the Xtreme Hockey. A pass to the middle, made by Rose, over to Kwan. Kwan picking up in the offensive zone, trying to cut in. His stick is lifted and it's taken away by the Silverbacks. Kwan trying to shove his way in. Kwan to the middle, here's a shot that just misses the net. Another try on the rebound, they couldn't quite get it on net, and it's brought back the other way by the Silverbacks. There's Rose playing some defense, gets in the way and clogs up the lane. Now going back behind his own net is Curran. Waiting, tied up, now puts a pass right up to the middle, that's taken up in the high slot, but shot back by the Xtreme Hockey, which will be a delayed icing, and indeed will. Here in the first half still of this third period, no goals, and we are still tied by a score of 2-2. Xtreme Hockey off the drop. Let's put along the boards. Iced out. This one will just get past the blue line and back for the Silverbacks. Waiting, they try to put that up against the wall. That one's blocked in by London. Pass to the middle. Shot away by the Silverbacks defense. A puck battle for it right next to the grant line. Victorious, so the Xtreme Hockey bringing it to the middle. A forehand shot by London. Scores! And Jet London will put the Xtreme Hockey in the lead. After emerging victorious from a puck battle against the ringette line, he moves to the middle and makes no mistake sliding it along the ice past Hamilton. the Xtreme Hockey get their first lead of the game since scoring the first goal short-handed. That one was by Jesse Kwan earlier in the first period. Silverbacks may have a break here. It's outside the zone. This can be shot away by Rose before anyone could get to it. Another puck battle right next to the ringette line of the Silverbacks, brought in. Trying to move with it is London. Moving back, Silverbacks potential 2-on-1, defended by Brown. They'll slam the puck against the boards. There's Silverbacks still with possession. There's a shot that just misses the net as we get into now the second half of this third period. Xtreme Hockey moving up with it. Now potential breakaway, Ethan Brown once again handling on his forehand, and a good defensive play made to break up the breakaway. Being led by Ethan Brown. Now potential 2-on-0 coming back the other way. Silverbacks break. Moving up all alone, waits, the shot save made by Smith. Believe that was Landon Power that had found themselves all alone. Right next to Noah Smith, loose out in the slot. They jam at it, it's at the side of the net, and they whistle it down. So here's the shot again of the breakaway by Landon Power, which is an amazing save by Noah Smith. Face off to the left of Smith. Off a tie-up, it's moved to the far boards and taken out by the Xtreme Hockey before George is poke checked. Moving back with it is Keith. Cutting back into the zone, going wide against Bryan. It's taken up outside past the red line and cleared in. This one not going to go for icing. This one barely held in at the line. Another try, they'll bring it back in, and they will call it offside. Face off in the neutral zone next to the Xtreme Hockey blue line. The Silverbacks look to time this one up. They got just over 4 minutes to do so. They are down by 3 to 2. This one's going to be offside. This time it's going to be right next to the Xtreme Hockey bench. Moved up outside the zone. Now caught it at the blue line. The Silverbacks go back the other way with speed. Bit of a collision near the blue line. The Xtreme Hockey bring it out. Could be an outlet pass for stretching Kwan. Kwan in on his forehand. The shot saved by Hamilton. Move back to the Xtreme Hockey side of the neutral zone. Now going to be taken in by Wiseman. Again, just offside. We get to 3:19 of period 3. The Xtreme Hockey up by a score of 3 to 2 in what has been a very well fought game for both teams. showing off their offense and their defense equally. Xtreme Hockey trying to clear it by that red line. Caught by the Silverbacks defense, and they'll move back the other way. Caught it at the blue line, and again, another offside. About 4 offsides here within the past 40 seconds. Now Silverbacks going up with speed, initiating a rush. That's defended by Rose. It's defended by Lush, rather. Doing a great job preventing what was a 2-on-1 that was developing. Xtreme Hockey moving it out. A little bit of a collision to the net. That's a save made by Smith. Another try. It's in the high slot. They still dig for it. There's a backhand. And that one just misses the net. Now put back into the slot, taken behind his own cage by Ethan Brown. Waits, goes up the wall. And this may not have enough for an icing. It won't. Catching up to it here is Batson. Unable to control it. Batson now finding it once more. Going into the corner. Waits as poke checked off the puck. Rimmed along the boards. Brown again. Went down deep into the zone. Finding the puck now in the corner. It's put up along the board. Stopped at the line by Rose. Pass in the middle. Here's London looking for a shot that just misses the net. Brown with the rebound on the side of the net, trying to tuck it in, and it's turned away by Hamilton. He says no. The Xtreme Hockey still dominating the zone. They're up 3-2 within the last minute and a half still to go. Another try at center now. Brine picks it up. Might have a break the other way. Needs to use some speed. Alex Brine, he's in alone. Stepping in, moving to his forehand, and just misses the net. And might be having nightmares about that one. Less than a minute and a half left to tie the game in a breakaway, and he just missed the net. Was so close. Now trying again. Alex Brine moving around the zone. And it looks like the Silverbacks are going to pull their goalie here. Hamilton has gone to the bench. It is a 6-on-5. Now passing to the middle. Put back towards the net. It's in the high slot still. Another try. Silverbacks moving into the corner. Bringing it back up towards the blue line. Still dominating offensive zone possession. Trying a shot towards the net. That one didn't go. It was blocked. Another try. This one's just going to escape the blue line. Delayed offside for the Silverbacks, and the Xtreme Hockey now fight for it right next to their bench. Still with it in the blue line. He gets poked just outside. And I don't believe the Silverbacks are going to have another chance. And what a game we just saw. The Xtreme Hockey take it by a score of 3-2. We'd like to thank everyone who tuned into this game. Stick around to see our player of the game from both teams and a live post-game interview with the MVP of the Xtreme Hockey. Thank you for watching here on MST.
Mic check, check. Yeah, you can go right here. Mic check, check. Mic check, check. Oh, just give a second. Mic check, check. All right. Come on, a little closer. All right, so we're here with Jet London, MVP of the Xtreme. How are you feeling, buddy?
Good.
What do you think you did to earn MVP at the game today?
Get the last goal.
And what do you think your team has to do to win gold at the ice battle?
Dump it down the boards.
Congratulations, Jet.